thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jennifer McIsaac, and tonight I, along with Dale Rutherham here, who is parent chair of Long Sioux Public, will be presenting some very important information that affects South Stormont community. On September 28th, the Upper Canada District School Board released a 188-page report titled Building for the Future Pupil Accommodation Review. This report was created because our board, one of the largest public school boards in Ontario, reaching over 12,000 square kilometers, currently has more than 9,800 surplus pupil spaces, which are no longer directly funded by the Ministry of Education. The report is a recommendation created by school board staff to help guide what we are now moving towards, the pupil accommodation review, and ultimately the final proposal which trustees will vote upon. This report presents considerations for potentially 12 closures to be completed at the end of this school year. RO Secondary and Long Sioux Public are listed as Category 1 closures, meaning that according to this proposal, they would close this June 2017. Now, obviously having Long Sioux Public and the secondary section of RO listed in this proposal is a huge concern for all of us. And I can see by the many faces here that Dale and I are not alone. As Mayor Bancroft has said, the plan is absurd. We have chosen to live outside of the city for many reasons, and not having our children attend a large city school is definitely one of them. The school board is proposing relocating our secondary students to CCDS in Cornwall. Part of their goal is to overcrowd CCDS, to have it be at 156% capacity. That's putting 2,000 students in a school that fits 1,200, in the hopes that once their butts are in the CCDS seats, that they will be able to apply for different funding. And if approved, they will be able to build a mega school in 10 years or so. So what does that mean for our kids? It means long bus rides. It means not being able to participate in the clubs and sports that meet before and after school, since late buses don't exist anymore. It means having to be up much earlier and getting home much later with less time for homework, socializing, outside interests, and relaxing. Will our kids make it home on time for their part-time jobs at Foodland, Pharmasave, or Home Hardware? Who knows? The thought of sacrificing our children's well-being to be able to meet a funding formula someday, maybe in 10 years, infuriates me. For the Long Sioux community, this would mean having no school at all in a thriving community with so much potential for future growth. It doesn't make sense to be closing down either of these schools who are in the heart of our communities. The school board will tell you that they must do this because of declining enrollment. I'd like to give you a little bit of history on decisions that have been made by our school board in the time that I have had children in the system. In the 14 years I've had children in the public education system, I've seen the Upper Canada Board take away programming from this school. Not give a school that was thriving with a population of over 350 students the early immersion program that this community wanted. I've seen the school board change the boundaries so that our secondary students that live in South Stormont and were to attend RO leave our community to attend another school. I've seen the board give struggling schools programming instead of thriving ones. Because the option for Long Sioux students to continue on to RO Secondary was curtailed by the Boundary 2020 and Building 2020 process, the population has absolutely declined. How could it not? But we need to look at reasons why. The school board set us up by taking away programming and taking away the opportunity for South Stormont students to follow an educational path from JK to grade 12 in their own community. Now that dual track programming has been recently introduced in both Long Sioux Public and RO, we believe that the projections the board has based some of their decisions on will look very different in the coming years. So what now? RO is the only secondary school in South Stormont. I think it has been made crystal clear by the hundreds of parents that we have spoken with in the past weeks that most South Stormont families want to send their children to a smaller rural school rather than having them be bused for hours on end to be overcrowded in a Cornwall super school. Interestingly enough, there is a section in the board's proposal which states that there is an option 3 to keep RO secondary open. Now, I've spoken to a lot of families in the past few weeks, but I've also met with Mayor Bancroft and have collected some figures from our Economic Development Department, and it is clear that our communities stand to have some significant residential growth in the coming years. If the school board wants to make projections, we should be allowed to also. Now, the tricky part here is that the ministry has changed things. They now state that economic impact should no longer be considered in a pupil accommodation review. This is terribly unfortunate. That being said, I know that our mayor and council will have something to say about this and are putting the presentations to the board together as we speak. We must look out for our South Stormont community. Is there a defined process to go through with a pupil accommodation review? Absolutely. It is our job to work very hard in a very short time and come up with a counter proposal. This is not the time to sit by and wait. We have to be heard. We have to work hard and fast, and we have to work together. We cannot sit back and watch this happen to our community because this affects us all. Tonight, we will try to arm you with some information so that you may better understand what is happening and how you can help. I would now like to ask Mayor Bancroft to come up and say a few words.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Tonight we're here at a time when 2 weeks ago I thought was going to happen. Well, we are here and we need to find a way for us to solve these problems that we're facing today. Tonight I'm here with council members. I'm also here with senior staff. Over the last 2 weeks, I've spent considerable time, personally as well as with council staff, talking with our members of the other communities, talking with senior bureaucrats if I can get them to talk to me, trustees that they'll talk to me, and occasionally they do not, except for Wendy, who's here tonight. The process that we have today is probably as pictorial that I've ever seen in my almost 20 years around this business, where they have so far reduced the cost to us as a municipal council. Now, I understand through some of the other delegations of other places that's not going to be the case, and I fully intend to be available on the 21st, which is Friday, when we meet in Tugboat. And I hope to have my opportunity as well at that same time. As we go through this process, staff are here tonight to gather information. We know we have a long road ahead of us in order to try to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward too and supporting everything that you're doing here tonight moving forward. I can guarantee you that we as a municipality will be there with you every inch of the way. We'll help you with some costs if necessary. Now, I don't have a magic wand here of thousands and thousands of dollars, but that's not necessary anyway. It's going to be necessary. It's already been set by Jen. It's the hard work that we all need to do to put together. I can tell you that I have tried personally, and I'm with you, council, that we need to be positive, we need to be respectful, at the same time we need to be forceful. No other way will work. There's about 29 schools altogether through this whole process of 186 pages. If we continue down this road, Upper Canada School Board will be the losers here no matter what. Parents are already making decisions as to whether they want to continue with Upper Canada School Board. I don't want that to happen. I want you to have your schools. Jen mentioned a few things, and I can't be any more specific, but if you look at the Long Sault area right now, we're working with 5 different subdividers on a regular basis. There are things that will happen in Ingleside that I can't speak to, but they're going to come. Maybe not in this term, but they're coming. So we need you to move forward. We need you to be proactive, and we're going to be the same with you. I've often referred to this little story, and I have 2, and then I'll sit down and listen to Mary's remarks from Jim back to now. But I've often said that Newington is a prime example of how a little town can be caught off guard when we take things away. I happened to be there, unfortunately, being around this business over 30 years and only 20 years in business. But back in the late 80s, when we started losing our library, then we lost our school, then we lost 3 churches, then we lost 3 convenience stores, today we have 1, and ultimately we lost our post office. We put municipal water in that village in 1991. We haven't grown 1 house since then, not 1. I was in Ottawa on Friday representing the counties on another issue, and I got talking with the Nations Valley mayor of the day and his supporting staff. And he didn't mention the town or the village, but a similar situation happened there too. And the town is just slowly petered away. Well, that's not going to happen inside Long Soup, there's other things going on. But that just gives me an example of how growth is actually an important tool for schools as much as it is for you and I. That's how we try to manage our tax dollars. But the school board has taken a position that's really very difficult, and it's all one-sided as far as I'm concerned. Now, I reached out again, as I said to you, I talked to the other mayors again this morning. We're continuing to talk together, we're going to look for maybe if we're getting other representation. We haven't decided that point yet, but we're talking, and we're still following them together. I have, as a day, inked a letter to Premier Wynn. It's being proofread by senior staff, because they don't like the way I write sometimes, so they have to change a little bit here and there. As I said, that will go off tomorrow. Well, these are things that we're going to continue to do, and I'm going to continue to reach out to my other cohorts, along with you. I encourage you to talk to our council. I encourage you to talk to me, talk to each other, keep up the good work. Do not lose faith, please. We're not there yet. Stay focused. Let's get through this evening. Let's get on with the job that's safe for our schools. Thank you very much.